Hey guys, this is James, a non-professional, back with another episode of Draw, and today we're drawing Tomb Raider. It's one of the more, more popular art pieces that Michael Turner did. He had this Witchblade Tomb Raider crossover with Image Comics, and the covers are floating all over the internet still to this day. If you put in Tomb Raider Michael Turner, you'll see a bunch of different artwork from that series. So we are in roughs here, so let's throw some simple shapes there up on the stage. Keep it rough, keep it loose, keep it fun. We're just trying to establish some concepts here, trying to see what looks good, what doesn't look good, and we're not trying to make anything special here. Guns, difficult for me growing up. I mean, just excruciatingly hard to do. But, you know, after trial and error of looking at references and looking at other artwork, particularly Michael Turner and Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane used to have these massive, huge guns that Spawn used to carry around, because before Spawn was Spawn, he was Al Simmons. He was like this special ops assassin, you know, and he had all this impressive armament of weaponry just at his disposal, which, you know, honestly, I guess there was a book or an issue where it showed, you know, how he got a hold of all these guns and stuff like that. Like he, you know, went into a gun shop and stuff. And anyways, and he fought. I believe the villain was Overt Kill. Anyways, and he had like these massive guns, huge, gigantic guns. I used to draw my guns like that when I was younger, first starting off in comic. Well, not first starting off in comic books. I was a teenager, you know, drawing comic books when Image came out and stuff like that. But anyways, he had these massive, huge guns, and then it became sort of a trend, and you started seeing that in all these comic books with Cable and, you know, X-Force used to have these massive guns, Liefeld's crew. Anyways, we're in lines, so let's make these lines tight. Let's pin down these definitive details and pay particularly close attention to the anatomy here. Everything has to look good. Everything has to look believable. I did think that I might have elongated her torso just a little bit, and I don't know. I did use head shapes, and the head shapes are the head sizes, and the head sizes seem to match. I think maybe that I made her head a little too long. I don't know, and so it made all the head shapes or head sizes long throughout her whole body. But anyways, I don't know. Give me your opinion if you decide to comment in the comment section. You know, let me know what you think, whether or not, you know, it looks proportionate or not. But anyways, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember, but I played the very first Tomb Raider on PC, and, you know, from that point she became this sort of gaming sex icon, I guess. I don't know. And when you see the very first Tomb Raider, I mean, it was just block legs, block hands, you know, just really blocky man jowl face, and she had like these massive she had this massive bust, and I, you know, it's strange how popular she became. But the game itself was fun simply because it was a puzzle game. Basically, you had a certain set of skills, and you had to solve these. It wasn't just gun shooting and all that. You had to actually, you know, solve these puzzles in as obstacles using only these set of skills that were given to Lara Croft, and the graphics were just like, I mean, not far removed from Doom, the original Doom and stuff, and it just did not look good. But it did end up becoming just ridiculously popular game, and, you know, for the first few iterations of the game, it sold out, and then they did this one, I guess they sort of changed it up, and she was like in the city, and it just didn't do well at all. And ever since that game, you know, the Tomb Raider series just, I guess it sold okay, but it wasn't as, you know, as popular as it was before, until Eidos, the gaming company, took it. Eidos or something like that. It's this game development company. They took it over, and then that's where you get the new Tomb Raiders. You know, the Tomb Raider, the Lara Croft origin stories and stuff like that. And those games are just phenomenal. I mean, if you have, like, you know, an Xbox or a PlayStation and you're playing those games, I mean, incredible looking. The puzzles are they're challenging and very interesting. And man, let me tell you, this girl It's like, if y'all have ever seen the movie Die Hard, by the end of the movie, Bruce Willis is just beat to crap. I mean, just so tore up and just bleeding all over the place. That's what they do to Lara Croft in these new games, man. In the beginning, she's like angelic and beautiful and stuff like that. At the very end, she's still beautiful, but man, she's tore up. She got, bloody nose, cuts and scars all over her face. Is like got dried blood all over her clothes. They just tear her to shreds in these games. By the end of it, you're just like, what on earth happened to her? But anyways, let's do some lines. I'm actually almost done with lines. Talking too much here, but our inks. I'm talking too much here, but let's keep them super, super tight, and let's pin down those definitive details. Let's make them permanent. Let me tell you, it was a big challenge to get that perspective right on that gun in her left hand, because the handle is just sort of going towards you, and then the gun is actually away from you, so it's kind of at an angle. I cut myself a break on the gun on the right hand because it's just a profile of the gun, and profiles of guns are a lot easier instead of having to deal with all the perspective. But I think I got the perspective pretty good on that one. Another thing that was difficult for me was the braids. The braids were just, I understand how braids go, but making that look, I guess, aesthetically appealing in comic book form was a bit of a challenge for me. So I had to go through some Michael Turner sketchbooks and see how he did braids, and I didn't do it justice with regards to his particular artwork, because his was actually a lot more exceptional than mine, but I did copy the sort of concept that he had there. Just these really, really tight braids on a really skinny, I guess, ponytail. It's more like a whip, actually. It's more than a ponytail. Anyways, and of course the background here, the rocks, is what I also copy from Michael Turner's backgrounds that he does in a lot of his Tomb Raider series. When she's exploring catacombs and stuff like that. This is the type of rocks that you see. And I'm going to throw some little shading up there because she is leaning against those rocks there. Anyways, hope you guys learned some things. Always remember your 3 Ps: persistence, patience, perseverance. That's how you mature in any endeavor. Hey guys, if you like my content, please like or comment below. And if you want regular updates, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.